because they said 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right?
That was the original time.
Mm-hmm. And then nothing. And I kept searching for him, and it said, JFK files to be released. No! That's future tense. It's supposed to have already happened. What is going on? So finally, they came out. And, there's a lot to go through. But apparently, it turns out it was Rafael Cruz, Ted's dad, after all.
Shocking, really.
I didn't see that coming.
I was shocked.
I was too. I was really. Now, I poo-pooed that.
Yeah.
When it was brought up during the race. But what are you going to do?
A lot of people had kind of forgotten about it.
Yeah, about Rafael Cruz. Yeah. A lot of people forgot about it. Some funny stuff in the Babylon Bee, too. They said it was seed oils.
Yes.
That killed him. So
funny.
That explains RFK's crusade against him.
Doesn't it, though? Yeah, his uncle was killed by canola oil. So, of course, he's upset about it. But this is, some of it's new. 2,182 PDF documents totaling 63,400 pages. Does that mean there's about 17,000 more coming? Or
I don't know if they've
was
stopped.
it 80,000
There
off?
was a report that they found more that wasn't released that I saw. Now, whether that was true or not, they said that they had found more since the ones that they were going to release were okay to be released.
Would they look in their sock drawer?
I guess.
And
I don't know.
looking for a missing sock, and they found the documents
and I
instead.
don't even know if that's true. I just know that that's what was reported. So, I mean, that's why I started on page 40,000.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't want to start at 1. That would be stupid.
You don't really want to spoil the last 2/3.
It looks like that JFK release page at the archives website was last updated yesterday. So I don't know if they're going to continue today or what.
Yeah.
So it included typewritten reports and handwritten notes spanning decades, including details of a top CIA agent who claimed the deep state was responsible. Shocking.
It is.
Shocking. Said Lee Harvey Oswald was a poor shot. We've heard that before.
Yeah.
And the Secret Service had been warned Kennedy would be killed in August. He was killed in November, so 3 months prior to being assassinated, they were tipped off to it, supposedly.
Well, we know through the Brad Meltzer book that there was, the assassination attempt that failed. Mm-hmm. Prior to the one that didn't.
Right. Yep. Did not include annotations. It didn't include what agency documents, where the documents originated from, how they were linked together, or whether they were found more credible than others to the investigation. But President Trump promised it was going to be released, and released it was. Some of it redacted.
Because didn't he say 88,000 pages? Because now,
I thought so, yeah.
Like you said, they've only done 63. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's only 75%, right? So maybe there's more today. I hope.
Maybe.
But, this is...
Some of it was redacted, though, still?
Oh, yeah. In fact, there's this one conversation where
I think that's probably from before
page 40,000, because that's where I started on 40,000.
And you haven't seen any
you
redacting?
Seen anything.
You missed that part? Yeah. No, there was this one thing where I think it's like a 200-page conversation between the assistant director of the FBI, and I think the question was Oswald and Ruby working together?
What?
And then
wow.
And then
that's interesting.
Those PDFs disappear. I'm trying to find it here. I printed up so much.
I do have a question though.
But anyway,
have you printed up the entire thing yet?
That
Keith?
conversation is missing from the release here.
That's crazy.
And so people are like, hey, here we go. Interview of Alan Belmont, Assistant FBI Director from May 6, 1964. On page 2070 is questioned whether Ruby and Oswald worked together. And then a bunch of pages are missing. Full PDF is only 52 pages, but the interview goes on to page 473. Would be useful to have those pages.
Yep. 473 pages of one conversation?
Apparently.
I haven't had 473 pages of conversation with my wife in 40 years.
That's funny.
What? That is quite a discussion.
You weren't trying to assassinate a president.
No, that is true. That is true. One document was a memo released on a passage from the left-wing political magazine Ramparts from June 1967. It was about this intelligence agent, a CIA informant and former U.S. Army captain, John Garrett Underhill, Jr. The day after the assassination, Underhill left Washington in a hurry. Later that evening, he showed up at the home of a friend in New Jersey, and he was very agitated, apparently. Here's what he said. A small clique within the CIA was responsible for the assassination. And he was afraid for his life and would probably have to leave the country. Interestingly, less than 6 months later, Underhill was found shot to death in his Washington apartment.
No, it was suicide.
Yeah, the coroner ruled it a suicide. Okay. So nothing to see here. Move along.
Yeah.
Move along. Nothing to it. He was obviously wrong and distraught in his life.
He was mentally
unstable.
Unstable. Yes.
Yeah.
To your point, Jeffy, I'm looking for the. Do you have what it says about the crime scene there? About how he was shot. I think
about his suicide you're talking about? No, I don't have the details on that.
Okay, I'm looking for that because here we go. He had been shot behind the left ear, and an automatic pistol was under his left side. Odd, says an associate of his, because Underhill was right-handed. That is Brian thinks
odd.
That the pistol
when
was
you're
fitted
emotionally
with
distraught.
Yeah, you don't pay attention to what hand you're killing yourself with.
So nobody in the apartment complex heard a shot. It had a silencer, apparently. Of course, I don't know why you would care if you're killing yourself.
Well, you don't want to disturb your neighbors.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, that makes sense.
It might have been late at night. He didn't want to wake anybody up.
Because I contend if you're going to kill yourself, drive outside of town, jump off a bridge. Don't impact rush hour. So maybe that he's just a conscientious suicider.
Yeah.
So,
did he have plastic? Did he have visqueen laid down or anything, or was it just part of the apartment?
Yeah, visqueen. So anyway, this is that was interesting. I mean, pages like this is the one that really gives you all the information you're looking for. It's a blank page.
Wow.
So I noticed you didn't answer my question. Have you printed the entire JFK file yet?
No, don't be ridiculous. There's not enough paper in the building for that. Only half of it.
Wow. So, who knows? A lot of people are saying there's not much new here. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
There seems to be some new stuff.
It's interesting that there are pages where, they say, to take out what's bracketed, and a lot of times what's bracketed is the word Israel or a reference to Israel. What's that about?
Okay.
Who knows?
Yep. So, here's a case in point. CIA has no objection to declassification and or release of the information in this document except brackets. And what's inside the brackets? The Israeli intelligence service.
Insinuating that the Mossad has something to do with it.
Yep. That's what is being insinuated.
Hope that's not true.
There's no smoking gun that says Mossad killed JFK.
And why would they have done that?
Because that's the CIA's job. Because apparently the theory is that Israel wanted nukes. JFK didn't want Israel to have nukes. And so they offed him. Again, that's the theory that many people are working with. But again,
you'd have to kill a lot of U.S. presidents in order to ensure that somebody's going to be okay with you having nukes.
Yeah. Well, he got them from, Israel got them from LBJ, right?
Yeah.
Is that when they got it? Probably.
Did they?
Pretty sure.
I don't know.
Which would be interesting, right?
I mean,
it would be interesting.
I'm sure it was redacted when they went to the Oval Office and said, "Look, we need nukes," and the guy before you said no. What happened?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Fascinating, though.
Looks like I just cursory Googling.
So he
makes
did.
It look like
LBJ is the one who provided Israel the nukes.
Yeah.
I gave the go-ahead that they could have them.
Yeah, basically, this thing I just landed on says look the other way as they develop their program, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I mean, they're a sovereign country. They can do what they want.
Well, yeah, but there were non-proliferation treaties to abide by, and usually those are ignored anyway.
That's what I was going to say. We abide by those.
I was going to say, is any agreement ever abided by anymore?
I don't know why people even sign agreements anymore. Jeez.
Yeah.
So It'll take some time. Maybe there's even juicier things contained in this somewhere. It's pretty tough to go through 63,400 pages in about 12 hours.
Yeah.